Maverick News. The world is watching.
Okay, let's bring Lori in right now. Here she is. Let me get this evened up. Hello. I can't hear you. Your microphone is muted.
Hello.
There it
now I
is.
can say hello. Hello.
Yeah,
You want to know what I think of Justin Trudeau?
I do.
Justin Trudeau sucks. And yes, he's a dictator and he's a fascist. He's a damn Nazi, in my opinion. There, I said it.
Okay. Well, next, you don't hold back.
Short, sweet, and to the point.
Yeah, you
He's a
probably
Nazi.
did. You probably didn't hear the little video that I ran from today's National Citizens Inquiry of the guy talking about Trudeau, saying that we live in a dictatorship and our votes don't count and all of those kinds of things. You know,
Preach, preach. I feel for you. I mean, I feel for us here in the United States.
Yeah,
We've got Joe Biden supposedly
know.
leading the country.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's people bitch and moan and complain about what we have here in Canada, and then I look down at you guys, and I'm like, doesn't look a whole lot better down there.
Right. We're in the same boat.
Pretty
We're
much.
both screwed.
Yeah.
Completely screwed. And
Yeah.
you know, I don't know if I told you this, Rick, but of course everybody knows we're still off the air on YouTube. Our channel is still under a strike here at Maverick News. My channel was under a strike as well for airing Robert F. Kennedy Jr. content that the censors didn't like. So they took me down. My strike is now off my channel. I'm back on the air. Maverick News is still off the air, but you know, they banned a whole bunch of channels last week on YouTube, and they all had one thing in common. They all did supportive, fair coverage of Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s campaign. Either they had done interviews with him, like in the case of Kim Iverson. They put a strike on Kim Iverson's channel for an interview she did with him back in February, right? And Dark Journalist, who I just love, he did an interview with Bobby. YouTube took that down last week, put a strike on his channel. They hit Misty's channel, Misty Winston, friend of Jimmy Dore. She does a show on TNT Radio out of Australia, and I was just on that show the other night. Had a great conversation, but she's in YouTube jail too for talking about Kennedy, and it seems like every time they take down one of our channels, the reason given is usually medical misinformation. Whether we talk about the vaccines or not, it's just his name now is associated with medical misinformation, apparently. But I wanted to bring this up because I think it's not a coincidence. Last week, remember, I think it was Tuesday that Biden announced he was running again.
Yes.
Guess what? That's like that same day, the Biden campaign, the Democratic Party, Act Blue, purchased a huge ad campaign on YouTube. And if you watch a lot of YouTube, you've probably noticed ads for Joe Biden and Act Blue. That's the Democratic Party, basically. Isn't that interesting? The same week that Joe Biden launches his campaign, has a huge ad buy on YouTube, all of the creators that are most supportive of RFK Jr. got banned.
Coincidence? I don't think so.
You know what JFK's father said? Joseph B. Kennedy, when JFK was running for the White House in 1960, he told a reporter, "Nothing in politics is an accident." I love that quote.
Yes. That is true. I think that's
you don't
very
have to
true.
be a conspiracy theorist to see that.
Yeah.
It's right in your face.
Yeah, well, you're right. They I think they were your words actually in a message to me that YouTube was on a channel banning rampage. So I
Truly.
stole that, put it in the thumbnail the other night.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
Well, that's how I would describe it. I mean, I personally know at least 8 creators that YouTube has banned in the last 7 days.
Wow.
Not the small channels, they usually go after the smaller channels like us,
Mhm, mhm.
but they went after some big ones this time. I mean, Kim Iverson's got, I think, over 500,000 subscribers.
That's huge. Yeah.
Well, they haven't hit Jimmy Dore yet, but that's probably coming next. Or George Galloway. I just got off doing the
Mhm.
George Galloway show today.
Mhm.
It broadcasts in the UK, but George was actually in Berlin today.
He was in Berlin today. What's he
Uh-huh.
doing there?
I don't know, and I wish he would quickly get out of that country, because after what happened at the Kremlin this morning,
Mhm.
I don't think I'd want to be in Berlin.
You talking about that drone attack?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, you mean the assassination attempt?
Right. Yes. Yeah.
They were trying to kill him.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't just sending a message. I think they were trying to kill him.
Yeah.
Now
Yep.
what? What do you think's going to happen now?
Yeah. I mean, these guys are so reckless. They don't give a crap about human life. It's like, let's have a war. Let's do it now. We should nuke them. I mean, they're ready.
They've
They
got
really,
depleted
people are insane.
uranium now too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're freaking insane.
And we're insane for
Literally
giving
insane.
it to them.
Yes, we are. Absolutely.
And it's
Our
the
government,
people who suffer.
yeah, these people running the show, they are insane.
This is crazy, I mean,
Yeah.
we just tried to kill. I say we because I truly believe that the United States was behind this drone attack on the Kremlin.
Mhm.
In some form or fashion,
Of
you can
course.
probably trace that back to the United States and the CIA.
NATO.
And
Yep. Yeah.
here's something interesting. On Monday, Vladimir Putin made a comment that 95% of the terrorism in the world today is done by the CIA. And the very next day, they droned the Kremlin and tried to kill him. Interesting timing.
To say the least. I'm appalled again. Like when I say insane, I mean these people are maniacs, they're lunatics, they are crazy. They wake up in the morning and they say, "Who are we going to kill today?" Like, I don't wake up in the morning thinking about who I'm going to kill. But these people do. They are insane.
Yeah, I mean, that makes them as crazy as Hitler.
Yes.
And I'm not exaggerating. I'm not saying, oh, everybody I disagree with is literally Hitler. No, this is literally Hitler stuff. Some of what we've been doing, the way we, the West, US, Canada, our allies in Europe, the way we've been conducting ourselves is very reminiscent of Nazi Germany. I'm just being honest. I'm tired of everybody dancing around the F word. Everyone's afraid to call it fascism, which is what it is.
Yep.
And even Bobby Kennedy comes closer to saying that than any public figure. He talks a lot about corporatism.
Yep.
And if you read some history, you know that word was coined by Benito Mussolini. That was his definition of fascism. He called it corporatism, the merger of state and corporate power.
Exactly.
And at the beginning of Bobby's speech, remember, we covered it live on the air when he announced his candidacy in Boston. It's the first thing he said is, once he got past his introductory remarks, he said, the reason I'm running for president is to end the merger of state and corporate power.
Right.
And in that moment, he declared himself essentially the true anti-fascist candidate. He showed us that he understands what the problem is, and he wants to stop it. He wants to stop this I don't even call it creeping fascism anymore. It's in your face, full blown fascism. And I
It
don't know why
absolutely
everyone's
is.
so hesitant to use the word.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because the word is so misunderstood.
It's at the root of all the evil, really, if you think about it. You go back to the 1970s when the government bailed out Chrysler. It was
I
like
remember.
millions. It was millions of dollars. It was
That's
hugely
right.
controversial. The money was paid back. But now what do we have? We have, well, just here in Ontario, 13 billion going to Volkswagen. The money's never going to be paid back. It's just a freebie. Here you go, Volkswagen. Here's $13 billion. And every other company's lined up. This is corporatism. This is economic fascism. This is fascism. This is also why we got what we got with the pandemic, because you have this partnership between big pharma and government, and it's all profit driven. They don't care about the people. It's just, you got to do this because we've decided, and we're all powerful now. There's nowhere to run, basically, right? That's what we have on our hands. And in Germany, during World War II, it was essentially that exact economic model that led to those social conditions as well.
That's right. That's right. I mean, history is repeating before our eyes.
This has been a Maverick Multimedia production.